What happens when a desperate single mother accepts a job from the most feared man in Seoul, not knowing that her kindness would become his greatest weakness? Aaliyah Carter thought losing her cafe job was rock bottom, until she walked into Min Jae Kim's office and discovered her new boss was a Korean Mafia leader with blood on his hands and ice in his veins. But when his traumatized 7-year-old son speaks his first words in 2 years because of her gentle touch, everything changes. Suddenly, she's not just his secretary, she's his obsession, his salvation, and his most dangerous liability, because Min Jae's enemies know exactly how to destroy a man who's finally found something worth protecting, and they're coming for the woman who dared to melt his frozen heart. Subscribe and comment below if you've ever had to choose between safety and love, because this story is about to prove that sometimes the most dangerous choice is the only one worth making. The coffee cup slips from Aaliyah's hands. It crashes to the floor. Brown liquid spreads across white tiles. "Are you kidding me?" The customer's voice cuts through the morning rush. "This is the second time this week." Aaliyah drops to her knees. Glass shards bite into her palms as she scrambles to clean the mess. Her manager storms over. "Carter, office, now." She stands slowly, blood dots her apron. The cafe falls silent, except for the espresso machine's hiss. "I'm sorry, Mr. Peterson, I haven't been sleeping well and—" "Save it." He crosses his arms. "This isn't working out." Aaliyah felt panic rise in her chest. She needs this job. Her nephew needs this job. "Please, I can do better. I just need—" "You're fired." The words hit her face. Customers stare. Her co-worker Sarah looks away. Aaliyah unties her apron with shaking hands. She walks to the employee room, grabs her bag. The exit bell chimes as she leaves. The bus stop bench is cold under her jeans. She pulls out her phone, checks her bank account. $37.15. Her breath catches. Tears blur the screen. The bus arrives 20 minutes late. She climbs the steps, finds a seat in the back, opens her job search app. Most positions require experience she doesn't have, or degrees she can't afford, or references from jobs she just lost. One listing catches her eye. Executive assistant. Immediate start. $85,000 a year. Discretion required. No company name. No details. Just a phone number. Aaliyah felt hope flicker in her chest. $85,000 would change everything. She could keep David in his school, pay rent on time, buy groceries without counting pennies. She dials before she can talk herself out of it. "Good afternoon." The voice is crisp, professional. "You're calling about the assistant position?" "Yes, I saw your listing and—" "Are you available for an interview tomorrow morning?" Aaliyah blinks. "You don't want to know about my experience." "Tomorrow, 10 a.m. I'll text you the address." The line goes dead. Her phone buzzes 30 seconds later. The address is downtown, high-end district. She's never been inside those buildings. That evening, Aaliyah stares at her closet. 3 work blouses, 2 pairs of dress pants, 1 blazer with a small hole near the left cuff. She chooses the navy blouse and black pants, practices answers in the mirror, tries to hide the desperation in her voice. "I'm a hard worker. I learn quickly. I need this job more than anyone has ever needed anything." She stops, starts over. "I'm enthusiastic about this opportunity. I believe I can contribute significantly to your organization." The words taste false, but they're better than the truth. Her alarm screams at 6 a.m. She showers, braids her hair, covers the dark circles under her eyes with concealer. The bus ride downtown takes 45 minutes. Glass towers stretch toward gray clouds. People in expensive suits walk with purpose. Aaliyah felt small, out of place, wrong. The building address leads to a sleek lobby, marble floors, security guards, a receptionist who looks like she stepped from a magazine. "I'm here for an interview, 10 o'clock appointment." The woman's eyes scan Aaliyah from head to toe. "Name?" "Aaliyah Carter." Fingers click across a keyboard. "15th floor. They're expecting you." The elevator rises smoothly. No music. No sounds except the mechanical hum. Aaliyah's reflection stares back from polished walls. Floor 15 opens to a long hallway. Dark wood panels. Expensive art. Silence that feels dangerous. A man in a black suit waits by the elevator. "Miss Carter." She nods. "This way." He doesn't speak during the walk. His steps are silent on thick carpet. They pass closed doors. No voices. No phones ringing. Nothing. The hallway ends at double doors. The man knocks twice. A voice calls from inside. Enter. The office spans the building's corner. Floor-to-ceiling windows show the city below. A desk sits in the center. Behind it, a man. Aaliyah felt her breath stop. He's younger than she expected. Maybe early 30s. Dark hair swept back. Sharp suit that costs more than her yearly rent. But his eyes make her chest tighten. Cold, calculating, empty. Sit. She takes the chair across from his desk. Her hands fold in her lap to stop their shaking. He doesn't speak for 30 seconds. Just watches her, studies her. She forces herself to meet his gaze. You need this position. His voice is quiet, controlled. Yes? Why? The question is simple. The answer is complicated. Aaliyah chooses honesty. I was fired yesterday. I'm raising my 7-year-old nephew. Will be evicted if I don't find work soon. Something shifts in his expression. Too quick to read. You have no experience as an executive assistant. No. No college degree. No. No professional references. Her stomach drops. No. He leans back in his chair, studies her again. The silence stretches until she wants to scream. The work requires discretion, absolute loyalty, no questions about what you see or hear. Aaliyah felt warning bells in her head, but desperation is louder. I understand. Do you? His eyes narrow. This isn't typing emails and scheduling meetings. What is it then? Survival. The word hangs between them. Aaliyah's mouth goes dry. Can you start tomorrow? She blinks. I got the job. 8 a.m. sharp. The address will be different from today. He slides a business card across the desk. Do not be late. The card is heavy, expensive. No company name, just an address and a phone number. Thank you. I won't disappoint you. He stands. The interview is over. Miss Carter. She turns at the door. Your name is Kim Min-jae. Forget everything else. The ride home passes in a blur. Aaliyah stares at the business card. Kim Min-jae. The name sounds familiar, but she can't place it. That night, she Googles him. The results make her stomach clench. Korean businessman. Import-export company. Multiple government investigations. No convictions. The photos show the same cold eyes from the interview. The same expensive suits. The same dangerous silence. She closes the laptop. Sits in darkness. Thinks about David's school fees. About the eviction notice taped to her door. Sometimes survival requires bad choices. The next morning, Aaliyah takes 2 buses to reach the new address. It's not downtown. It's a residential area with massive houses behind tall gates. The address leads to an estate. Stone walls. Security cameras. Guards who watch her approach. Aaliyah Carter. I'm expected. One guard checks a list and nods. The gates swing open. The house is more mansion than home. 3 stories. Perfect landscaping. Windows that don't show what's inside. A woman waits at the front door. 50s. Grey hair pulled back severely. Eyes that miss nothing. Miss Carter. I am Mrs. Choi. I manage the household. Nice to meet you. Follow me. I will explain your duties. The interior is all marble and silence. Their footsteps echo in the foyer. Oil paintings watch from gold frames. Mr. Kim rises at 6. Coffee and newspaper by 6:15. You will handle his calendar, correspondence, and personal matters. They walk down a long hallway, pass rooms with closed doors. You do not enter the family wing without permission. You do not ask personal questions. You do not discuss work outside this house. Mrs. Choi stops outside an office. Your workspace, Mr. Kim, will arrive shortly. The room is smaller than yesterday's office, but just as expensive. A desk faces the door, computer, phone, nothing personal. Aaliyah sits, waits, tries to calm her racing heart. Footsteps in the hallway. The door opens. Kim Min-jae enters. Black suit, white shirt. Same cold expression, but something's different. He moves with predatory grace. Every step calculated. Coffee, black, no sugar. She jumps up. Where's the kitchen? Mrs. Choi will show you. Be quick. The kitchen is enormous. Professional-grade appliances. Mrs. Choi demonstrates the coffee machine. Premium beans, filtered water, precise measurements. Never use the regular cups, only these. She indicates bone china. Mr. Kim notices everything. Aaliyah carries the coffee back carefully. places it on his desk. Steam rises from the dark surface. He doesn't look up from his papers. Sit. We'll go through today's schedule. She takes the chair across from him, opens her notebook. 9 a.m. Conference call with Sol. You'll take notes, but not speak. His phone rings. He answers without looking at the screen. Yes. Pause. Handle it. He hangs up. The morning passes quickly. Phone calls. Documents to file. Emails to print. Kim Min-jae speaks little. When he does, his voice is quiet, but commands immediate attention. Alia felt tension in her shoulders, every movement watched, every mistake noted. At 11, she reaches for his empty coffee cup. Her elbow hits a glass of water. Liquid splashes across his desk. Papers scatter. I'm so sorry. She grabs napkins from the side table. I'll fix this. I can dry the papers and... Stop. She freezes. Water drips from the desk edge. Kim Min-jae stands slowly, walks around the desk, stops in front of her chair. His eyes find hers. For a moment, they're not cold. Something else flickers there. Curiosity, maybe, or surprise. Do not apologize twice. His voice is softer than before, almost gentle. I understand. Good. He steps back. Mrs. Choi will bring new papers. The rest of the day passes without incident. Alia types reports, answers phones, tries to read Kim Min-jae's moods from his posture. At 5, he stands. Tomorrow. Same time. Yes. Sir. He pauses at the door. Alia. Yes. You did well today. The compliment surprises her, warms something in her chest. After he leaves, Mrs. Choi appears. How was your first day? Good, I think. He seems intense. Something shifts in Mrs. Choi's expression. Mr. Kim has had difficult years. He was not always so serious. Alia wants to ask more, but the rules were clear. No personal questions. The second day starts the same. Coffee, schedule, silence. But Alia notices details she missed before. Family photos turned face down on a bookshelf. A child's drawing taped inside his desk drawer. Wedding rings on a chain around his neck, hidden under his shirt. At 10, 3 men enter the office. They wear expensive suits but move wrong. Too aware, too ready. Boss! The tallest one nods to Kim Min-jae. We have a problem. Kim Min-jae's eyes flick to Alia. She starts to rise. Stay! She sits back down, opens her laptop, pretends to work while listening. Park found out about the shipment. He's moving territory south. How many men? 20. Maybe more. Double security at the warehouse. I want reports every hour. Alia's hands freeze over the keyboard. Shipment. Territory. This isn't import-export. One man notices her. Should she be hearing this? Kim Min-jae's voice turns dangerous. She works for me. That means she's protected by me. The words send chills down her spine. Protected. Not employed. Protected. The men leave. Silence returns. Alia stares at her screen without seeing it. You have questions. She looks up. Kim Min-jae watches her. No, sir. Smart? The phone rings. He answers. Speaks rapid Korean. His voice gets harder with each word. Alia felt fear creeping up her throat. This man isn't just dangerous, he's deadly. At lunch, Mrs. Choi brings sandwiches to the office. Kim Min-jae doesn't eat, just stares out the window. Alia takes careful bites, tries to look normal, casual. A crash from the hallway breaks the quiet. Glass shattering. She jumps. Her sandwich falls. She stands too quickly, knocks over a crystal vase on the side table. The vase hits the floor, explodes into hundreds of pieces. The office door bursts open. The 3 men from earlier rush in, hands inside their jackets. They see the broken glass, see Alia standing, their eyes are deadly. False alarm. Kim Min-jae's voice cuts through the tension. Leave us. The men hesitate, look between him and her. Now. They back out, close the door. Kim Min-jae stares at the broken vase, at Alia. His expression is unreadable. I'll replace it. I can pay for... No. He kneels, picks up a large piece, turns it in his hands. My wife's favorite. The words are barely whispered, but they hit Alia harder than shouts. Wife, past tense. She kneels beside him, starts gathering pieces. Don't. His hand covers hers, stops her. You'll cut yourself. His touch is warm, gentle, nothing like his voice or his eyes. "I'm sorry," she whispers. "For what?" "Breaking something important." He looks at her then, really looks, like he's seeing her for the first time. "Important things break," he said. "That's how we know they mattered." The day ends quietly. Kim Min-jae works late. Aaliyah organizes files. Neither speaks about the vase or his wife or the men with guns. At 6, she gathers her things. "Good night, Mr. Kim." "Wait." She turns. "How do you get home?" "Bus." He frowns. "Where do you live?" She tells him. His frown deepens. "That neighborhood. It's fine. I know which streets to avoid." Something shifts in his expression. The cold mask slips. For a moment, she sees concern. "Tomorrow I'll arrange a car." "That's not necessary. I don't mind the bus." "I mind." His voice is final, dangerous again. Aaliyah nods. "Thank you." The bus ride home feels different. She keeps looking over her shoulder, noticing shadows, remembering words, territory, shipment, 20 men. At her apartment building, she climbs 3 flights of stairs, unlocks her door, checks all the locks behind her. David is at the kitchen table, homework spread in front of him. "How was school?" "Good. Mrs. Rodriguez said my essay was excellent." Aaliyah smiles, kisses his forehead. "I'm proud of you." "How was your new job?" "Good. Different than expected." She doesn't tell him about the vases or the men with guns. Some truths are too heavy for 7-year-olds. That night, she lies awake, thinks about Kim Min-jae's hands on hers, about the pain in his voice when he said wife, about tomorrow's car service. She's walking into something dangerous. She knows this, but David needs shoes, and food, and safety. Sometimes survival requires terrible choices. The car arrives at 7:30, black sedan, tinted windows, driver in a suit who doesn't speak. The ride takes 20 minutes instead of 45. No stops, no delays. The driver knows shortcuts buses don't take. Kim Min-jae waits in the office, coffee ready, schedule printed. "Sleep well?" "Yes, sir." A lie, but easier than the truth. The morning routine feels familiar now. Phone calls, papers, his quiet presence across the room. At 9, Mrs. Choi brings visitors. 2 men, older than yesterday's group, more expensive suits, colder eyes. They speak English for her benefit, or to intimidate her. The park situation requires resolution. Kim Min-jae's voice is ice. Meaning. Permanent resolution. Aaliyah's blood freezes. She knows what permanent means. Too messy. Find another way. There is no other way. He's threatening civilians now. Kim Min-jae's jaw tightens. Civilians. Families. Children. He's using fear tactics. Something dangerous flashes in his eyes. "Show me." One man slides photos across the desk. Aaliyah glimpses them. Sees enough to turn her stomach. "When?" "Tonight. Quick and clean." Kim Min-jae stares at the photos. His hands clench. "Do it." The words are death sentences. Aaliyah felt sick. The men leave. Silence returns. But it's different now. Heavy. Violent. She tries to work. Types reports. Files papers. Pretends her world hasn't shifted. At 4, Kim Min-jae stands. "I have meetings off-site. The car will take you home. I can take the bus." "No!" He grabs his jacket. Stops at the door. "Aaliyah." "Yes?" "Stay inside tonight." His voice carries warning, promise, threat. The car ride home is silent. The driver waits until she's inside her building, watches her climb the stairs. She locks her door, checks it twice, pulls curtains closed. David does homework. She makes dinner, normal evening routine, but everything feels wrong. At 8, gunshots crack through the night. Aaliyah drops her coffee mug, grabs David, pulls him away from windows. "What was that?" "Fireworks," she lies. "Let's read in your room." More shots. Closer this time. Car engines. Shouting. She holds David tight. Reads picture books in whispered voices, waits for silence to return. The next morning, news reports mention gang violence, arrests, bodies found. Park is dead. His organization's scattered. Aaliyah knows who's responsible, knows she works for a killer, but the car still picks her up. The job still pays her bills. David still needs food. Kim Min-jae looks tired when she arrives. Hollow, like violence costs him something. Good morning. Morning. She wants to ask if he's okay, wants to say something about last night. But the rules are clear. No personal questions. They work in silence. Phone calls, emails, pretending yesterday's conversation never happened. At lunch, she brings him coffee, sets it carefully on his desk. Thank you. Their eyes meet. Hold. Something passes between them. Understanding, maybe. Or shared secrets. Aaliyah. Yes? You're not afraid of me. It's not a question. But she answers anyway. I should be. Yes, you should be. But I'm not. Why? She thinks about this. About his gentle hands on the broken vase. About his concern for her neighborhood. About the pain in his voice when he speaks of his wife. Because you're not afraid of me either. Something shifts in his expression. Surprise. Recognition. Something almost like relief. The phone rings. Breaks the moment. He answers. His mask returns. But Aaliyah saw what's underneath. Saw the man behind the monster. At 5, she packs her things. Waits for dismissal. The other car will take you home. Thank you. She reaches the door. His voice stops her. Aaliyah. Yes. From now on, you don't walk alone. The words hit her chest. Promise or threat. Protection or prison. She nods. Doesn't trust her voice. In the car, she stares out tinted windows. Thinks about lines crossed. About safety that costs freedom. About a man with blood on his hands who worries about her bus route. From now on, you don't walk alone. The words follow her into sleep, into dreams, into tomorrow. The message waits on Aaliyah's door when she arrives home. White envelope, no return address, her name written in block letters. She tears it open, reads the single line, leave him or be buried with him. Her hands shake. The paper flutters to the floor. David appears in the hallway. What's wrong? Nothing. Just junk mail. She forces a smile. Go finish your homework. That night, she sleeps with a chair against her door. Every sound makes her heart race. Car engines, footsteps in the hall, her neighbor's television. The next morning, the black sedan waits early. The driver steps out when he sees her. Miss Carter, I'm Young-ho. I'll be driving you from now on. He's younger than expected. Maybe 35. Serious eyes, but not cruel. Just to work. Everywhere. The word settles over her. Prison or protection. She can't decide which. At the office, Kim Min-jae waits with coffee and questions. Sleep well? Yes. He studies her face. You're lying. Aaliyah felt her breath catch. I'm fine. Show me your hands. What? Your hands. Show me. She extends her arms. Her hands tremble slightly. Kim Min-jae's eyes narrow. What happened? She could lie again. Pretend everything's normal. But something in his voice makes her choose honesty. Someone left a message on my door last night. His voice turns deadly. What kind of message? A threat. Show me. She pulls the paper from her purse. He reads it twice. His jaw tightens. Pack your things. I'm sorry. You and your nephew pack everything important. You're moving here. Terror floods her chest. I can't do that. You can. You will. David has school. Friends. I can't just uproot his life because someone wants to kill you. His voice is ice. Because staying in that apartment makes you a target. Aaliyah felt trapped, cornered. This is too much. Too fast. I need time to think. Kim Min-jae stands, walks around his desk, stops in front of her chair. Time is a luxury you don't have. I'm not ready for this. Ready for what? Whatever this is. She gestures between them. This protection. This control. This life. Something shifts in his expression, almost hurt. You think I'm controlling you, aren't you? He's quiet for a long moment, studies her face. I'm trying to keep you alive. Why? The question hangs between them. Kim Min-jae looks away. Because you matter. 3 words. Whispered. But they change everything. To who? He meets her eyes again. To me. Her breath catches. Heart pounds. She sees truth in his face. I can't. Why? Because I'm scared. Of me. Of this. Of what it means. Kim Min-jae kneels beside her chair. His voice goes soft. I would never hurt you. I know. Then trust me. Aaliyah felt tears threatening. It's not that simple. It is that simple. He stands. returns to his desk, picks up his phone. Jung-ho will take you home to pack. You'll both be here by tonight. And if I refuse? His eyes find hers, cold again. Dangerous. Then I'll have you brought here anyway. The threat is quiet, real, final. Aaliyah nods. I'll pack. The ride home passes in silence. Jung-ho helps carry boxes, doesn't ask questions when she cries while folding David's clothes. David takes the news better than expected. Will I have my own room? Yes. Can I bring my books? All of them. He seems excited. 7-year-olds adapt quickly to adventure. They arrive at the estate as sunset paints the sky orange. Mrs. Choi waits at the front door. Welcome. I've prepared rooms in the east wing. The family wing. Aaliyah remembers the restriction, wonders what changed. This is David, my nephew. Mrs. Choi smiles. Hello, David. Are you hungry? Yes, Ma'am. Come, I'll show you the kitchen. They follow her through marble hallways, past oil paintings and expensive furniture. David's eyes are wide. This is fancy. Very fancy. Their rooms are on the second floor, connected by a bathroom, king-sized beds, windows overlooking gardens. David will eat in the kitchen tonight. You'll join Mr. Kim for dinner. Aaliyah felt nervous. Is that necessary? He requested it. At 7, she finds the dining room. Long table, crystal glasses, candlelight that makes everything glow. Kim Min-jae sits at the head. He's changed from his suit into dark jeans and a white shirt. Sleeves rolled up. Less intimidating, but somehow more dangerous. Sit. She takes the chair to his right. Mrs. Choi serves soup, salmon, vegetables that taste expensive. David settled in. Yes, he loves his room. Good. They eat in silence. Aaliyah tries not to stare at his hands. Strong, careful, deadly. You're afraid. She looks up. Why should I be? Not of me. Then of what? Kim Min-jae sets down his fork, leans back in his chair. The people who sent that message. They're serious. Who are they? Rivals, enemies, people who think hurting you hurts me. Do you have many enemies? Yes. His honesty surprises her. Why me? Why am I a target? Because you work for me. Because you matter to me. There's that word again. Matter. I didn't ask to matter. Neither did I. Something in his voice makes her look closer. Sadness, regret, old pain. Tell me about your wife. The words slip out before she can stop them. Kim Min-jae freezes. That's not appropriate. Nothing about this situation is appropriate. He studies her face, weighs something in his mind. Her name was So Young. We married young. Had a daughter named Mina. Past tense again. Aaliyah's chest tightens. What happened? They were killed 3 years ago. A bomb in their car. The words hit her hard. Sudden, final. I'm sorry? Are you? Of course. Why wouldn't I be? Because their deaths made me what I am. Dangerous. Violent. The kind of man who threatens to kidnap women and children. Aaliyah felt understanding dawn. You blame yourself. I should have protected them. You can't protect everyone from everything. I can try. His voice is steel. Promise. Obsession. Is that what this is? Protecting me to make up for not protecting them. Kim Min-jae stands, walks to the window, stares out at darkness. Maybe. That's not fair to either of us. Fair? He turns. His eyes are black. Nothing about my life is fair. Neither is mine. But I don't use that as an excuse to control people. I'm not controlling you. You're not giving me choices. Because your choices put you in danger. My choices are mine to make. They stare at each other across the room. Tension crackles between them. You don't understand the world I live in. Then explain it to me. Kim Min-jae walks back to the table, sits heavily. I run territories, control shipments, settle disputes that can't go through courts. You're a criminal. Yes. Again, his honesty surprises her. But not the kind who hurts innocence. Not anymore. What changed? You. The word hangs in the air. Heavy, important. I changed you. You made me remember what protecting someone feels like. Aaliyah felt her heart race. I didn't ask for that responsibility. I didn't ask for these feelings. Feelings. The admission shocks them both. Mrs. Choi appears in the doorway. Excuse me, there's been an incident. Kim Min-jae's posture changes instantly. Alert. Dangerous. What kind of incident? Someone tried to break into Miss Carter's apartment. The neighbor called police. Aaliyah felt cold fear. Was anyone hurt? No. But they left another message. Kim Min-jae's voice turns deadly. What did it say? We know where you hide. The words chill the room. Kim Min-jae stands. Double security. No one in or out without clearance. Mrs. Choi nods, disappears. They found us already. They found your old apartment. Not here. Kim Min-jae moves to the window. Checks locks, draws curtains. You'll stay in the family wing tonight, with guards outside your door. I want to check on David. I'll have Mrs. Choi bring him here. 10 minutes later, David appears in pajamas. Confused, but not scared. Twice are we having a sleepover? Something like that. Aaliyah hugs him. Are you okay? Yes, Mrs. Choi made cookies. Kim Min-jae watches them. His expression softens. David, I'm Min-jae. I work with your aunt. David studies him. You live in a really big house. I do. Can I see the rest of it tomorrow? Kim Min-jae almost smiles. If you want. Mrs. Choi leads them upstairs, shows David to a room next to Aaliyah's, explains the connecting door. If you need anything, press this button. Someone will come immediately. After David's asleep, Aaliyah sits by her window, stares out at gardens she can't see in the darkness. A soft knock interrupts her thoughts. Come in. Kim Min-jae appears, still in jeans and white shirt, hair slightly messed. Can't sleep. No. He enters slowly, keeps distance between them. I want you to know something. What? This isn't forever. When the threats end, you can leave. Aaliyah turns from the window, studies his face. What if I don't want to leave? The question surprises them both. Kim Min-jae's breath catches. What are you saying? I don't know. They stare at each other. The air between them feels electric. Aaliyah. Yes. I haven't felt anything since they died. Since So Young and Mina. His voice is whisper soft, broken. And now I feel everything. Her heart pounds. I'm scared. Of me. Of this. Of what happens next. Kim Min-jae steps closer, close enough to touch. What do you want to happen? She looks at his face, sees pain, hope, dangerous possibility. I don't know. Yes, you do. His hand reaches toward her face, stops inches away. Tell me what you want. I want to feel safe. You are safe. I want to stop running. You don't have to run anymore. I want... What? She looks at his lips, his eyes, his hands that could kill or protect. I want you to kiss me. The admission shocks them both. Kim Min-jae's hand drops. I can't. Why? Because once I start, I won't be able to stop. Who says I want you to stop? Something dangerous flashes in his eyes. Want. Nato barely controlled hunger. You don't know what you're asking. Then show me. Kim Min-jae stares at her, weighs choices, fights internal wars. Finally, he steps back. Not tonight. Not like this. Like what? When you're scared. When you feel trapped. Aaliyah felt disappointment flood her chest. When then? When you choose me. Not safety. Not security. Me. He moves toward the door. Sleep well, Aaliyah. Min-jae. He turns. I'm glad you brought us here. Something shifts in his expression. Surprise. Gratitude. Something almost like joy. So am I. After he leaves, Aaliyah lies in bed, stares at the ceiling, thinks about choices and safety and the way her name sounds in his voice. She's falling for a dangerous man, a killer, a man with blood on his hands and enemies who want her dead. She should be terrified. Instead, she feels more alive than she has in years. The next morning brings sunshine and the sound of laughter from the garden. Aaliyah looks out her window, sees David chasing something through the flowers. She dresses quickly, finds him outside with a small boy, Asian, maybe 6 or 7, beautiful but serious. Aunt Aaliyah, this is Yun-woo, he lives here too. Aaliyah felt her breath stop. Kim Min-jae has a son. The boy looks up at her, dark eyes, solemn expression. He doesn't speak. Hello, Yun-woo. I'm Aaliyah. He nods, returns attention to the butterfly they've been following. He doesn't talk much, David whispers, but he's really good at finding cool bugs. Mrs. Choi appears on the terrace. Boys, breakfast is ready. David runs toward the house. Yun-woo follows more slowly. Aaliyah notices he walks differently. carefully, like someone who's been hurt before. In the kitchen, Kim Min-jae sits at a small table, coffee cup in his hands, watching his son with unreadable expression. "Good morning." "Morning." She pours coffee, sits across from him. The boys eat pancakes and whisper about their bug-hunting plans. "You didn't tell me about Yun-woo." "You didn't ask." "I shouldn't have to ask about your child." Kim Min-jae's jaw tightens. He doesn't usually interact with strangers. David has a way with people. They watch the boys, David chattering excitedly, Yun-woo listening with small smiles. "He hasn't smiled in months," Kim Min-jae said quietly, "since his mother died. Since I became what I had to become to survive." Aaliyah felt understanding hit her. "He's scared of you." "He should be." "No, he shouldn't." Kim Min-jae looks at her. "You think I should pretend to be something I'm not? I think you should remember who you were before the violence. That man is dead." "No, he's not." She reaches across the table, covers his hand with hers. "I see him sometimes. When you think no one's watching." Kim Min-jae stares at their joined hands. "You see what you want to see. I see a father who misses his son, a man who's forgotten how to be gentle. Gentle men don't survive in my world. Maybe your world needs to change." He pulls his hand away. "It's not that simple." "It could be." Before he can answer, Eun-soo appears beside Aaliyah's chair. He tugs on her shirt, points toward the window. "What is it, sweetheart?" The boy takes her hand, leads her outside, shows her a caterpillar on a rose bush. "He's beautiful." Yun-woo nods seriously, makes hand gestures, points to his mouth, shakes his head. Aaliyah understands. "You don't like to talk." Another nod. "That's okay. David talks enough for both of you." A tiny smile crosses his face. Kim Min-jae appears in the doorway, watches them. His expression is unreadable. "Yun-woo, come inside." The boy's smile disappears. He drops Aaliyah's hand, returns to the house with reluctant steps. "He was just showing me something. He needs to keep distance from strangers." "I'm not a stranger anymore." "Yes, you are." The words sting. Aaliyah follows him inside. "Why are you pushing me away?" "I'm not. You are. Every time we get close, you retreat." Kim Min-jae doesn't answer, picks up his coffee cup, stares out the window. "Is it because of last night? Because I asked you to kiss me?" His hands tighten on the cup. "We shouldn't have had that conversation." "Why?" "Because it was honest. Because it was dangerous. Everything about this situation is dangerous." Kim Min-jae turns to face her. His eyes are cold again, distant. "You're under my protection." "Nothing more." "Is that what you tell yourself?" "It's the truth." "No, it's not." They stare at each other. Tension crackles between them. "I have work to do." He leaves her standing in the kitchen, alone, confused, hurt. Mrs. Choi appears with fresh coffee. "Don't take it personally." "What?" "His distance. His coldness. He's protecting himself." "From what?" "From caring too much." Again. Aaliyah felt understanding dawn. "He thinks I'll leave. Or die." The word hits her hard. "So he pushes everyone away." "Everyone except Yun-woo. And even then he keeps distance." Mrs. Choi nods. "A man who's lost everything fears losing more. But he can't live that way forever." "No, he can't." "Then someone needs to show him it's safe to care." Mrs. Choi smiles. "Someone like you?" "Maybe. It won't be easy. He's built walls for good reasons. Then I'll have to be patient. Very patient." Aaliyah looks out the window, sees David and Yun-woo playing in the garden, sees hope in small moments. "I have time." "Do you?" "The threats are escalating. Then we deal with them together." Mrs. Choi studies her face. "You care about him?" "Yes." "Even knowing what he is?" "Especially knowing what he is." That night at dinner, the mood is different, tense. Kim Min-jae barely speaks. Yun-woo sits between Aaliyah and David instead of beside his father. "How was school today, boys?" "Good," David answers. "Yun-woo helped me with math." She looks at the quiet boy. "You're good at math?" He nods, makes hand gestures, shows numbers with his fingers. "He's really smart," David adds, "but he doesn't like to show off." Kim Min-jae watches his son with unreadable expression. After dinner, she helps Mrs. Choi clear dishes. In the kitchen, they work in comfortable silence. "He wasn't always like this," Mrs. Choi said finally. "Min-jae? Yun-woo. Before his mother died, He talked constantly, asked questions, laughed. What changed? He saw too much, heard too much. Children process trauma differently. Aaliyah felt her heart break. How long since he's spoken? 2 years. 2 years of silence. His father blames himself. Maybe he should. Mrs. Choi looks surprised. I don't mean he caused it, Aaliyah clarifies, but maybe acknowledging responsibility is the first step toward healing. Healing requires vulnerability. Mr. Kim doesn't do vulnerability. Then someone needs to teach him. Later, she finds Yoon-woo in the library, reading picture books with David. Both boys look up when she enters. Mind if I join you? David pats the couch beside him. Yoon-woo scoots over to make room. She sits between them, picks up a book about dragons. This looks interesting. For the next hour, they read together. David voices all the characters. Yoon-woo points to pictures, makes sound effects with his hands. Kim Min-jae appears in the doorway, watches them. His expression shifts from cold to something softer. Time for bed. Boys, David groans. 5 more minutes. Now. But his voice lacks its usual edge. Yoon-woo stands slowly, walks toward his father, stops in front of Aaliyah's chair. He reaches out, hugs her quickly, whispers something so soft she almost misses it. Thank you. The first words he's spoken in 2 years. Aaliyah's breath catches. Kim Min-jae freezes in the doorway. Yoon-woo runs to his father, takes his hand, pulls him from the room. David yawns. I like it here. Can we stay forever? Maybe. Good. Yoon-woo needs friends. Yes, he does. After David's asleep, Aaliyah sits by her window, thinks about broken children and silent boys, and 2 words that changed everything. A soft knock interrupts her thoughts. Come in. Kim Min-jae enters. His face is different, vulnerable, raw. He spoke to you. Yes. He hasn't spoken since his mother died. Kim Min-jae sits on the edge of her bed, stares at his hands. I don't know how to reach him anymore. You don't have to reach him. Just be there when he's ready. What if he's never ready? He will be. Children are resilient. Adults aren't. Some are. Kim Min-jae looks at her. Are you? I'm still here, aren't I? Despite everything. Despite what I am. Because of what you are. You don't know what you're saying. I know exactly what I'm saying. They stare at each other. The air between them feels electric. Aaliyah. Yes. Thank you. For tonight. For making him feel safe enough to speak. He was always safe. He just needed to remember. Like his father. Like his father. Kim Min-jae stands, moves toward the door. Min-jae. He turns. If you ever want to talk. About her, about them. I'm here. Something breaks in his expression. Pain, gratitude, hope. I know. After he leaves, Aaliyah lies in darkness, thinks about healing and hope and the way his son's voice sounded when he said, thank you. She's falling deeper into this family, this danger, this love, and for the first time since arriving, she's not afraid. 3 weeks pass in careful routine, breakfast together, work in the office, dinner as a family, bedtime stories with the boys. Aaliyah felt something shifting between her and Min-jae. Stolen glances, accidental touches, conversations that stop just short of dangerous territory. Yoon-woo speaks more each day. Single words, short phrases, always to her or David, never to his father. This morning, she finds him in the kitchen before dawn, sitting at the counter with a glass of milk. Can't sleep. He shakes his head. Bad dreams. A nod. I want to tell me about it. Yoon-woo looks toward the hallway, checks for his father, whispers, Mama was crying. Aaliyah felt her heart break. She sits beside him. Dreams can feel very real. She said she missed me. Tears threaten her eyes. I'm sure she does miss you. Very much. Papa doesn't talk about her. Sometimes talking about people we miss hurts too much. Does it hurt you to talk about your mama and papa? Aaliyah thinks about her own parents. Dead in a car crash when she was 18. Sometimes. But talking about them also makes me feel close to them. I want to feel close to Mama. Tell me about her. For the next hour, Yoon-woo whispers stories, his mother's laugh, her favorite songs, the way she made pancakes shaped like animals. Min-jae appears in the doorway, stops when he hears his son's voice. She used to sing to me when I was scared. What was your favorite song? Yoon-woo hums softly. A Korean lullaby. beautiful and sad. That's lovely. Papa taught it to her. Before I was born. Min-jae's breath catches. He steps into the kitchen. Yun-woo stops talking, looks down at his milk. It's okay, Aaliyah whispers. And keep telling me about the song. But the spell is broken. Yun-woo drinks his milk in silence. Min-jae pours coffee. His hands shake slightly. I didn't mean to interrupt. You didn't interrupt anything, Yun-woo said clearly. The first full sentence he's spoken to his father in months. Min-jae freezes. Coffee overflows his cup. I was just talking to Aaliyah about Mama. Min-jae sets down the pot, turns slowly. What about her? Her songs, her pancakes, her laugh. You remember her laugh? Of course I remember. Yun-woo looks confused. Do you? The question hits Min-jae harder than bullets. His face goes pale. Yes, I remember. Then why don't we talk about her? Because... Min-jae stops, looks at Aaliyah, at his son, at the space between them. Because it hurts. Everything hurts, Papa. But Aaliyah says talking makes us feel close to people we miss. Min-jae sits heavily at the counter, stares at his hands. What else do you remember about Mama? For the first time in 2 years, father and son talk about So Young. Her voice, her smile, her terrible cooking except for those animal pancakes. Aaliyah watches them carefully repair something broken, something precious. David appears as the sun rises, takes in the scene, sits quietly at the counter. Are you talking about your mama? He asks Yun-woo. Yes, I talk to my mama sometimes. Even though she's gone, what do you tell her? About school, about Aunt Aaliyah, about you. Yun-woo smiles. What do you say about me? That you're really smart, and really good at finding bugs, and that I'm glad we're friends. I'm glad too. Min-jae watches this exchange. His expression shifts from pain to something warmer. Boys, he said finally, would you like to see some pictures of Mama? Yun-woo's eyes widen. You have pictures? Many pictures. Can Aaliyah and David see them too? If they want to. After breakfast, Min-jae leads them to his private study, unlocks a desk drawer, pulls out photo albums. For 2 hours, they look at memories. So Young pregnant, Yun-woo as a baby, family vacations, birthday parties. She was beautiful, Aaliyah said softly. Inside and out, Min-jae agrees. She looks happy. She was. We all were. Yun-woo studies a photo of his parents dancing. You look different, Papa. Different how? Younger, less sad. Min-jae's jaw tightens. I had reasons to be happy then. Don't you have reasons now? The question hangs in the air. Min-jae looks at his son, at David, at Aaliyah. Maybe I do. That afternoon, while the boys play in the garden, Aaliyah finds Min-jae in his office. He's staring out the window, but not seeing anything. Thank you, he turns. For what? For sharing her with us. With him. It was time. Was it hard? Terrifying. Aaliyah sits across from his desk. But worth it. He smiled. Really smiled. For the first time since she died. Yes. Children need to grieve, but they also need to remember joy. I forgot that. You were grieving too. Min-jae looks at her. Really looks. You're good with him. He's a special boy. He cares about you. I care about him too. And David. David's happy here, safer than he's ever been. Min-jae nods, studies her face. What about you? What about me? Are you happy here? Aaliyah considers the question, thinks about fear and safety and the way her heart races when he looks at her. Yes. Despite the danger, despite everything, something shifts in his expression. Want. Needho barely controlled hunger. Aaliyah. Yes? I need to tell you something. His phone rings, cuts through the moment. He answers with obvious frustration. What? His expression changes, hardens, becomes deadly. When? Pause. How many? Longer pause. I'm on my way. He hangs up. Stands. I have to leave. What happened? Territory dispute. It requires my attention. Aaliyah felt fear creep up her throat. Is it dangerous? Everything I do is dangerous. That's not what I meant. Min-jae stops. Looks at her. You're worried about me. Yes. Why? Because I care about you. The admission hangs between them. Raw, honest, dangerous. Aaliyah. Be careful. He walks around his desk, stops in front of her chair, reaches toward her face. His hand cups her cheek. Thumb traces her skin. "I'll come back. Promise me." "I promise." He leans down. For a moment, she thinks he'll kiss her. Instead, he presses his lips to her forehead. "Stay with the boys. Don't leave the house." After he leaves, Aaliyah sits in his office, touches her forehead where his lips were, feels something fundamental shifting in her chest. She's falling in love with a dangerous man, a killer, a man with blood on his hands, and she doesn't care. Evening comes without his return. Mrs. Choi serves dinner, makes excuses about meetings running late. The boys eat quietly, sense adult tension. "Where's Papa?" Yun-woo asks. "Working," Aaliyah said. "He'll be home soon. Is he in trouble?" "No, sweetheart, just busy." But her voice lacks conviction. At bedtime, Yun-woo refuses to go to his room. "I want to wait for Papa. He might be very late." "I don't care." David joins the vigil. They curl up in the library, read books, play quiet games. Aaliyah watches the clock. 9, 10, 11. At midnight, car engines sound in the driveway. Yun-woo jumps up. "Papa!" But the voices outside are wrong, angry, urgent. Jung-ho bursts through the front door, blood on his shirt, panic in his eyes. "Where's Mr. Kim?" "He went to handle a dispute hours ago. He never arrived." Aaliyah felt ice in her veins. "What do you mean?" "His car was found empty, signs of struggle. Someone took him. We're working on it, but you need to leave, now. Leave. This house is compromised. They took him to get to you." Terror floods her chest. "The boys, all of you, pack fast." Aaliyah grabs the children, rushes upstairs, throws essentials into bags. Yun-woo cries quietly. David holds his hand. "Where are we going?" David whispers. "Somewhere safe." "What about Papa?" Yun-woo sobs. "He'll find us, I promise." They load into cars, drive through dark streets. Jung-ho explains the plan. Safe house across town, guards posted. "We'll get him back." "How do you know?" "Because he'd tear apart the world to find you, and we'll do the same for him." The safe house is small, cramped, nothing like the estate. Mrs. Choi makes tea, settles the boys in a bedroom, tries to maintain normalcy. Aaliyah paces the living room, stares out windows, jumps at every sound. "He's strong," Jung-ho said. "Smart, he'll survive." "What do they want?" "You, always you." "Then let them have me." "Absolutely not. If trading me saves him, he'd never forgive us, never forgive himself." "Then what do we do?" "We wait, we plan. We get him back." Hours pass, no word, no contact. Dawn breaks grey and cold. Aaliyah hasn't slept. Jung-ho's phone rings. He answers quickly. "Yes." His face changes, relief, then urgency. "Where?" He grabs a pen, writes an address. "How many men?" "Understood." He hangs up, turns to Aaliyah. "We found him." "Is he alive?" "Yes, but hurt. We're moving now." "I'm coming with you." "No. Too dangerous. He's risking everything for me. I can risk something for him." Jung-ho studies her face, sees determination. "Stay behind me. Do exactly what I say." They leave the boys with Mrs. Choi, drive through empty streets. The warehouse sits by the river, industrial, isolated, perfect for terrible things. 3 guards outside, unknown number inside. Jung-ho hands her a phone. "If something goes wrong, call this number. Tell them where you are." They approach carefully, use shadows. Jung-ho signals his men. The attack is swift, silent, professional. Inside, they find Min-jae tied to a chair, bloody, beaten, but alive. His eyes find hers across the room. "You shouldn't be here. Neither should you." Jung-ho cuts his bonds. Min-jae stands slowly, winces. "How bad?" Aaliyah asks. "I'll live." But she sees pain in every movement. Outside, sirens wail in the distance. "Police?" "Ours," Jung-ho explains. "Clean-up crew." In the car, Aaliyah sits beside Min-jae, wants to touch him, make sure he's real. They wanted information," he said quietly. "About what?" "About you. Where you came from. Why you matter to me." "What did you tell them?" "Nothing." His voice is steel, but his eyes are soft when they look at her. "They hurt you because of me. They hurt me because they're dead men walking." Min-jae. "No one touches what's mine. Ever." The possessive words should scare her. Instead, they warm her chest. Back at the safe house, Mrs. Choi tends his wounds. Yunwoo hovers nearby. Papa, are you okay? I'm fine, son. You're bleeding. Just scratches. Yunwoo climbs into his lap carefully, hugs him gently. I was scared. I'm sorry. Aaliyah said you'd find us. She was right. Do you always find people you love? The innocent question stops everyone. Min-jae looks at his son, at Aaliyah. Yes, I do. Good. Because I love her too. Aaliyah's breath catches. Min-jae's eyes find hers. Do you, son? Yes, she makes me feel safe, like Mama did. And David, he's my best friend. So this is your family now. Yunwoo looks around the room, at David coloring quietly, at Aaliyah bandaging cuts on Min-jae's hands, at Mrs. Choi making everyone tea. Yes, this is my family. Mine too, David adds without looking up from his drawing. That night, after the boys are asleep, Aaliyah finds Min-jae on the balcony. He's staring at the city lights, thinking, can't sleep. No. She stands beside him, close enough to feel his warmth. Does it hurt? Everything hurts. I meant your injuries. So did I. She looks at his profile, strong jaw, tired eyes, beautiful and damaged. Talk to me. About what? About what you're thinking. Min-jae is quiet for a long moment. I almost lost you today. But you didn't. I could have. They could have taken you, hurt you, killed you. But they didn't. Because you were lucky. Because Jung-ho was fast. Because you came for me. He turns to face her. His eyes are intense. I will always come for you. I know. Do you understand what that means? Tell me. Min-jae steps closer, close enough to touch. It means you're mine to protect, mine to care for, mine to love. Her heart stops. Love? Yes. Say it again. I love you. The words hit her chest. Perfect. True. Everything she needed to hear. I love you too. You shouldn't. Too late. I'm dangerous. My life is violence and death, and I don't care. You should care. I choose you. All of you. The good and the terrible. Min-jae stares at her, searches her face for lies. Finds only truth. Aaliyah. Yes? I'm going to kiss you now. Finally. His hands cup her face. Thumbs trace her cheeks. Eyes study her lips. Are you sure? I've never been more sure of anything. He leans down, brushes his lips against hers. Soft, careful, testing. She kisses him back, pours weeks of want and fear and love into the contact. He deepens the kiss. His arms circle her waist, pull her against him. She tastes blood and desperation and promise. When they break apart, both are breathing hard. I love you, he whispers against her lips. I love you too. What happens now? Now we figure out how to be a family. Min-jae smiles, the first real smile she's seen from him. I'd like that. Good, because Yunwoo and David have already decided we're keeping you. He laughs. The sound is rusty, but beautiful. In that case, I better not disappoint them. Or me. Especially not you. They stand together in comfortable silence. City lights twinkle below. The future feels possible for the first time in years. What about the people who took you? Gone. Dead. Yes. The simple answer should frighten her. Instead, she feels relief. Good. Min-jae looks surprised. Good. They hurt you. Threatened our family. I'm glad they're gone. Our family. Yes. Our family. He pulls her closer, kisses her forehead. I never thought I'd have this again. What? Hope. The next morning brings sunshine and laughter from the kitchen. Aaliyah wakes to the sound of voices. Happy voices. She finds Min-jae making pancakes. Animal shapes. Just like So Young used to. Yunwoo and David watching with wide eyes. Elephant? David points to a grey shape. Tiger, Yunwoo adds. What's this one? Papa? Yunwoo holds up a lumpy creation. A dragon, obviously. It looks like a potato. A very fierce potato. Everyone laughs. Even Mrs. Choi smiles from the corner. Aaliyah felt warmth spread through her chest. This is what family sounds like. Good morning, she said from the doorway. Aaliyah, Papa's making animal pancakes. I see that. They're wonderful. Min-jae looks up from the griddle. His eyes are soft, happy. Sleep well? Better than I have in weeks. Good, you were tired. They eat breakfast together. Plan the day. Discuss returning to the estate now that threats are eliminated. Can we see the garden again? David asks. Of course, Min-jae answers. It's your home too. Really? Really? Yun-woo climbs into Aaliyah's lap. Are you staying forever? Do you want me to? Yes. You and David both. Then yes, we're staying forever. Later, while the boys pack their things, Min-jae pulls Aaliyah aside. I have something for you. What? He reaches into his pocket, pulls out a small velvet box. Aaliyah's breath catches. Min-jae, it's not what you think. Not yet. He opens the box. Inside, a key. Simple. Silver. Beautiful. What's this? The key to our home, to our life, to everything I am. She takes the key, feels its weight. I don't understand. Marry me. The words are simple, direct, perfect. Are you asking or telling? Asking, hoping, begging if necessary. Aaliyah looks at the key, at his face, at the future he's offering. Yes, 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 I'll marry you. Yes, I want this life. Yes to everything. He lifts her off her feet, spins her around, kisses her until they're both dizzy. When? She gasps. Soon. Tomorrow. Today if possible. What about the boys? They'll be our witnesses. And Mrs. Choi. She'll cry. But happy tears. 3 months later, they marry in the estate's garden. Simple ceremony, small guest list, perfect day. Yun-woo carries the rings. David walks her down the aisle. Mrs. Choi cries exactly as predicted. Jung-ho makes a speech about loyalty and love and second chances. To family, he toasts. Blood or chosen? To family, everyone echoes. That night, as his wife sleeps beside him, Min-jae stares at the ceiling, thinks about redemption, about love conquering darkness, about a clumsy secretary who became his salvation. 6 months later, Aaliyah sits in Min-jae's home office, their home office, typing reports while he works across the room. The business has changed. Less violence, more legitimate deals, still dangerous, but different. Are you happy with the new direction? She asks during a break. Yes, are you? Very. Yun-woo and David burst through the door, covered in mud, grinning widely. Mama, Papa, we found a turtle. The words stop her heart. Mama, Yun-woo called her Mama. Show me, she manages. They lead her to the garden, display their discovery with pride. Can we keep him? David asks. What do you think, Papa? Yun-woo looks to Min-jae. I think every family needs a turtle. Yes, both boys cheer. Run off to find turtle supplies. Mama, Min-jae asks quietly. He's been calling me that for weeks. I didn't want to make too much of it. Do you mind? I love it. Good, because I have news. What kind of news? Min-jae smiles, pulls her close. The kind that might give him a baby brother or sister to help with. Aaliyah's breath stops. Guy, are you saying... I'm saying I want more children. With you. If you want them. I want everything with you. Even the sleepless nights and dirty diapers. Especially those. He kisses her. Deep. Perfect forever. Later that evening, they sit on the terrace, watch the boys play with their turtle, listen to Yun-woo chatter about names and habitats. He's so different, Min-jae observes. You both are. Better. Perfect. Mrs. Choi brings tea, smiles at the scene. Dinner in 1 hour. Thank you. After she leaves, Aaliyah curls against Min-jae's side, feels completely safe. Any regrets? He asks. About what? This life, this choice, me, never. Not even when I'm impossible. Especially then. He laughs, kisses her hair. I love you, Mrs. Kim. I love you too, Mr. Kim. Say it again. I love you. Again. I love you, forever and always. Through everything. Promise. Promise. The sun sets over their garden, over their family, over their love. Aaliyah looks at her husband, her sons, her life. They're finally, completely, perfectly home.